Hey everyone, Brittany Carmichael here, bringing you Woo Woo Wednesday, your live weekly tarot reading, where I tune into the energy of the cards to see what we need to pay attention to. So I'm so excited to join you because we just got home. We literally just drove in from Houston, and when we walked in the door, Chris goes, "Hey, it's Woo Woo Wednesday." So I pulled out my tarot cards and popped open the camera, and here we are for Woo Woo Wednesday. So excited to join you for this live reading. I have pulled two decks. I took them both with me to Houston. So I pulled my original Morgan Greer Tarot that I personally read from every single day. And then I pulled my Shine from the Inside Oracle deck. We are getting so close to finishing up the artwork and the guidebook for the Shine from the Inside Oracle, and the wait list is now open. So stick around and I will share that link later with you. I don't know if my comments are working on Facebook. It seems like it could be a little sketchy today. So we're just going to roll with it. I'm going to shuffle with the intention. Say, actually, if you're on Facebook and you're watching live, I can see you guys. I just can't see your comments. Let me know if you're here. Say hello. Let's see if we can get them to pop up. We're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde right now, so prepare yourselves. Like, back up your computer, make sure all of your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted, right? Oh, there's the comments. They just popped up. Yay. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Rayanne. Hey, Stacia. Oh my gosh. Hey, Chris. Okay, yay. Comments, like, they literally were not there, and then they just went poof, like they were here. So crazy. All right, now that the comments are live, I can see you. Let me know what's going on in your world. Where are you watching from? Ooh, cards are already coming out. We've got the first card for the week. And like I said, Chris and I just traveled back from Houston. Huge shout out to Dr. Megan Bradley down at Smiles by Dr. Bradley. She is an incredible holistic dentist and completely worth the drive to Houston. So if you guys are local to Houston and you're looking for a biological holistic dentist, Dr. Megan Bradley is amazing. Well, these cards are coming out, no problem. So, oh look, there's the Magician. Okay, here's a trick that I like to teach. So when I read tarot, I always shuffle for one personal card in the morning for myself. And at the end of, like, after I've shuffled and the card comes out and I have it set off to the side, I get out my journal and I'm about to journal it, right? The last thing I do is I check the bottom of the deck. What's that underneath card? Like, what is that here? So for me, I always think of it as like a period to the end of the sentence. Like, the card is the sentence, like, that your message, your soul needs to get across. And the bottom card is like the period, like, boom, like, okay, this is to finalize or to give you that last bit of clarity that you need. And with the Magician coming up on the bottom of the deck, just makes me so thrilled to see what kind of powerful world we're creating. I asked Chris yesterday on the drive to Houston, I said, did we wake up into a different world today? Like, it's so different. People are so generous and so kind, and it's really amazing to see how, you know, with all of these different shifts that are going on collectively, we're actually up-leveling, like, our ability to create what we want in our life, to make changes, whether it be the physical changes in our life or the mental beliefs and barriers that hold us back. We're shedding those, so it feels amazing, and it allows us to move forward. Okay, these comments aren't scrolling. Let me catch up with you. Shadows, no kidding. Overwhelmed but motivated. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. It feels like, okay, I don't know what's next. I'm a little confused about, like, what exactly is going on in my life. But you know that these changes are everything that you've been asking for, everything that you've been calling into your life. Even though they might not look like you expect them to, they're welcome changes that you've been needing to get out of your comfort zone, or maybe to shake that rut or get out of that funk. So let's dive into the cards. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Lorraine. Yay, it's good to see you guys. I've been dreaming about climbing in high heels and falling. Oh, that's like super symbolic. Okay, so like, when you're elevated, when you're rising to the top, when you're in a leadership position, or when you're successful, right? Then falling off of that high pedestal can be like maybe your fears of success, you know, that's what it could represent. But here's the thing, I have so many people reach out. As you guys know, I'm a medium and all the things, right? So you guys reach out all the time. Like, what does this mean in my life? Someone asks, what do ladybugs mean? Like, okay, whoa. First of all, you are the guru. You have all of the answers inside of you. So when you reach out to someone else about your dream and say, hey, what do you think this dream means? Yeah, of course, it's nice for a different person's perspective, and maybe they offer a different vision that you haven't seen, but you also have to take that with a grain of salt, because your dreams and your subconscious are creating those scenarios for you specifically so that you can understand their meaning in your life, because all things are symbolic around here. So we have to just look at the deeper symbolism, and we draw the meaning for ourselves, not asking someone else, right? So that's why when I shuffle these cards, I set the intention that we all receive the message we most need right now. And I ask you to pay attention to the thoughts, the feelings, the synchronicities, the things that align with the cards in your life. Like, wow, that really represents that crazy boss that I've been dealing with. Or, oh man, I really do need to get out of that box of fear and step into that courage that I've been dreaming of, like to start this new business or leave this relationship or start a relationship or whatever it may be. Okay, I'm going to pop into the first card for the reading, number 4 of Pentacles. Very interesting card to come up, especially with what I was saying earlier about how I feel like we woke up into a new, generous, loving, peaceful world. The 4 of Pentacles shows someone that's being extremely stingy and greedy with their money or their physical material, someone that's being stingy with their time as well. This comes up as having like a stronghold on possessions. Maybe your focus is too much on the money. Like, I've got to get a job because I need the money, instead of like, hey, I want to contribute good and be used in a beautiful way that allows me to share my gifts and service with the world, right? So this card comes up as a representation. It's also a card of like people being mean, which is really interesting. Are you guys having that coming up in your life, where maybe either other people are being stingy with their time, their support, their love, or are you being that person in your life where you're too focused on the material possessions? You're too focused on, I've got to get more money, or I need more money. You're being stingy with your time or your love even. This is normally about physical and material things, but this could also be with your just generosity of spirit and kindness. Where do you fall on this side of the coin? Are you someone that is noticing that other people maybe are being mean or stingy, or people are holding back from you? Or are you being that person in your life and focusing too much on the material and saying, oh, I need more money, I need more time? Let me know how that resonates with you in your life right now. Tammy says, love this. So many angel numbers lately. Elizabeth, when we pulled into the garage, I said, oh, look, we just got home at 333. And then when I was getting a glass of water, because I always make sure I have water. You never know what's going to happen on these things. I looked at the clock. Oh, look, there's the moon. I looked at the clock and it was 4:04. And I was like, okay, angels, let's get this, because a 4 is a sign that your angels are nearby. So here we go. The moon shows up as an illusion. This is, so you're focusing on your fears and the anxieties and stress. Like, this is a really interesting combination. Normally, a lot of our readings are so joyous and upbeat, but right now we're being like, kind of like you talked about shadows. I mean, literally, Stacia said the word shadows. That's exactly what this card represents. It's about dreams. It's about intuition. So paying attention to your dreams and what your inner guide is saying. Again, going back to, you are the guru. You have the answer inside. And Chris and I were talking about this on the drive home. You know, like, if you are working with a mentor or a coach, or especially in the spiritual world, and they want to continue the relationship, they want you to come back for the next 6 months or the next year, like, that's a fucking problem. That's a problem that we need to start addressing. Like, because as spiritual teachers, we're here to guide you to your own truth, that you have the answers within. And so many times we doubt ourselves and we're so afraid. But if you don't start practicing that and developing that trust now, you're going to be constantly looking outside of yourself for the answers, and you're always going to be disappointed. And when I see the moon come up, this is a card that says, hey, like, what illusion are you creating in your reality right now? Like, are you saying like, oh, well, it must be this way. Oh, it probably, like, what are you assuming right now? I feel like this card is a card of assumption. And like I said, it's a card of dreams and intuition and finding that balance between the darkness and the light, knowing that there are two sides to every coin. And it's okay to have that balance of perspective where, again, we're asking people outside of ourselves, like, hey, can you look in? Like, I ask Chris all the time, like, hey, reality check. Like, am I being crazy here? Like, am I am I straight and narrow? Like, because I feel I'm good, I just need to check. So it's nice to have that check, that external, like, does everything look okay from your end? When you can come to that center of peace and say, okay, what's going on in my world right now? Like, what do I most need? And you're the one with the answer. That's when you know you've ascended. You no longer need that external source of validation, because you have tapped into that space of wisdom within. And that is my hope for all of you. That's why I read Tarot, because the Tarot cards act as a mirror to what we already know deep inside, right? How many of the things that have popped up today, you're like, ooh, I know that's happening right now. Like, confirmation, she just said how I'm feeling. It's because these cards represent different aspects in our life as a human, rather a spirit in a human body, right? So there's nothing to be feared when we talk about this, the tool of Tarot. It's just to develop our spiritual language with our soul so that we can understand when we're seeing visions or feeling thoughts or having dreams of falling off of high heels, that we know our subconscious and our soul is trying to speak to us in symbology, in a different type of language. And all of these cards represent different symbols, right? That's why the artistry is so important on Tarot cards. Yes, look at the internal instead of the external. Yes, yes, yes. And the external is a reflection of the internal. So if you're looking around and there's chaos and confusion and drama and fear and stress and worry, then most likely that's a stem, not even most likely, it's a stem from what's going on inside. And when you choose to calm the chaos of the thinking mind and the worry and all of that, and you find that center of peace and stillness, you'll then look out and reflect the exact same thing. It's kind of like a pond, right? If your thoughts were ripples on a pond, if you can learn to quiet them and find that center of peace, that pond is so still that you can actually see all the way through it. There's perfect clarity. But when the mind is moving and rippling and all the waves are happening in the water, you can't look down and see what is happening below the surface. And the same is true with us. All right, let me catch up with your comments. I love your feather. Oh my gosh. This feather is like, it's my angel sign. Like, I love it. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm stingy sometimes. We all can be. So this is just a reality check. Like, hey, have you been being stingy lately with your time, with your money, with your material possessions? Maybe you have an abundance of peaches and your neighbor needs some peach pie, okay? Like, share the wealth. We all have something to give, right? Okay, let's see. Is this your real hair color? No, this is not yet. I'm not quite into my old wisdom age yet. My intuition is about to erupt all over the place. Well, then pay attention. Okay, loved your videos in the car. Oh, thank you so much, Anne. We were seriously getting delirious in the car. It was quite a drive. And we always, like, I feel like every time we're like an hour away from wherever we're supposed to be, it's like, okay, we're getting a little crazy. And I even gave a shout out right after my dentist appointment. My face was like, like half paralyzed. It was it was such a blessing to be in the hands of someone who is so compassionate and so loving and so caring. All right, last card. I want to know what is resonating with you out of this reading so far. We've pulled the Four of Pentacles, which is about being greedy and stingy and possessive with our material things. I know sometimes life, you know, like honesty can be brutal sometimes. And then what illusions are we creating in our life? Like, what shadows are coming up and emerging for us to pay attention? Like, ooh, these are parts and maybe bad habits or beliefs that I'd like to break in my life and that I need to address and be honest with myself. I want to go to Malibu just from watching this. I want to go to Malibu too. That's on my list of places to travel. Okay, last card for Woo Woo Wednesday. Very interesting. We have two major arcana cards. The last two cards pop up this week. The number 20, Judgment, pops up. This is a card that says, hey, we need to take an honest look at ourselves. So this reading is really a reality check in seeing, like, where's your worth? Like, where's your value? Where are you putting, like where are you putting your attention, right? Is it on this material? Like, I've got to get more stuff. I've got to have this job. I've got to do this thing. I used to think for the longest time, like, oh, I need $1 million. I need $1 million. Well, if I had $1 million, it was always this phrase, if I had $1 million. Well, I actually broke down all the, like, income, like and like how much things actually cost in my life. And if I wanted to even up level to the next level, like I broke it down. I don't need $1 million. So is there maybe a story that you're telling yourself right now that's like, if I have this, then one day I'll have that? Maybe you need to take a look at some of the stories and the beliefs that you're telling yourself, because this reality check Woo Woo Wednesday today with Judgment card coming up says you are going through an awakening right now, and you're becoming more conscious and aware of the thoughts, the beliefs, the actions that you take. Maybe your unconscious actions are starting to become realized. You're starting to become more aware, like, ooh, I really don't like the way excuse me, that I react when so-and-so says this, or I really don't respond well when people criticize me. Maybe this is your call to start creating better visualizations about your self-worth, right? All right, what else? This card is also a card of rebirth. So again, as we're seeing all these shadows, as all of this, like, what we'll say the less than loving parts of ourselves are emerging to be seen, to be shown light on, right? The moon doesn't emit its own light. It's just a reflection. It's a mirror. And so when the sun is shining its bright light of truth and reflecting to our internal world, that's when this awakening, this Judgment card pops up. And that judgment also means that no one is safe from that, right? Every single person is going to go through this self-judgment. It's not like someone on high is going to look down on you and say, you suck, you can't. No, like, it's a self-evaluation. We need to take a look at our life and go, am I living up to my own integrity? Am I living up to my own beliefs and values? Are they in alignment with what is true for me today, right now? I want to know, this Judgment card coming up, how does that relate in your life right now? Are you starting to reevaluate some of the different areas where you're spending your time, or maybe the thoughts or beliefs that you've had, that you've held for a long time? Maybe those thoughts that have held you back. Maybe you're reevaluating and going, you know, this was just an illusion I was telling myself, that one day I'll be lovable if, or one day if I have $1 million then, right? We have to tune into the stories that we're telling ourselves. And this is a hell of a week, man. The post I made on Instagram today was talking about how so much change is in the air. And with these cards popping up, it's a massive internal change, right? Good grief. I'm so glad I brought this water. Live long and hustle. Thank you for joining. Yay, facing the inner critic. Yes, I judge myself so much for thinking how I manage time has to be perfect. Oh my gosh, here's the thing. Like, time is such an illusion, because the only time, like, we measure time based on a clock that was created by man, right? Of course, like sun up to sundown, like that could be another instrument of time. But oh man, here's the thing. I just, I'm in the finishing birthing process of my Oracle deck, and this idea was given to me 2 years ago. I was inspired by this idea. And I have come to this conclusion as a business owner for over a decade, that I can easily go 100%, 1000, like pedal to the metal, to-do list, check, 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 like trying to be perfect with all, like managing my time and like doing all the things. But what I've found in taking that route is that there's burnout on the other end. And then you stop appreciating and you forget the why in which you started the whole process. And it becomes about the money or the fame or the end result. Like, if I finally get to that end result, then I'll be happy. I'll have that thing that I feel unfulfilled right now. So I have found in creating my online courses, Shine School took almost 2 years to create. My Oracle deck took 2 years to create. Like, the Elevated Life, we did 2 years of videos before we started a membership club. Like, things take so much time, and we are expected, because of like social media apps that are like downloaded in 2 seconds, that we think these dreams of ours are going to happen overnight, which is absolutely crazy. And then we beat ourselves up, like you talk about, like this perfectionism, right? I just told someone that asked about how do I end perfectionism. My mantra for that is good enough. And so many of you might be like, oh, I can't believe she would say that. But if you know me and you've ever experienced my services, if you've come to my salon, anything, you'll know that it is nothing but perfection and the most amazing experience. But why? Why? Because over a decade ago, I started. I just put it out there. I got started. I built the website that looked awful. My YouTube channel was a joke, right? All of it looked like crap, but I just got it started. I did the best that I could with what I had and my creativity. And the more consistent over time you stay towards something you're passionate about, the more energy you're going to pour into it, and it'll get better and better. And that perfectionism still stays with you, but you don't burn yourself out in the process. And you don't like forget why you started the whole thing in the beginning, because you wanted to give, because you had something awesome to share, not because you wanted to receive something. If you did that, you might as well just like go get in some other like crappy business, right? Like, I don't know, oil and gas, or I don't know, something. But we have to pick what we're passionate about. Otherwise, we're going to lose steam. We're going to burn out. Good is good enough. Yeah, it was hard for me to take that mantra when I heard it, right? Dan Kennedy is an amazing marketer that says that. Good is good enough. That as a perfectionist was like, oh, I can't believe he would even think that was okay. Like, that's not okay, because I want it to be perfect all the time. Well, you know what? That perfectionism will stop you from doing that thing that you're so excited about. And then what are you left with? Like, were you so perfect after all because you never completed the thing your soul wanted you to do, right? Just get it done and then come back and improve upon it, right? Like, do you think my first haircuts look good? No, I've had to go back and like try again and try again and try again. And now I can do them in my sleep. And the same will be true with whatever profession or service or passion you choose to pour your energy into. Oh, I thought I missed you. Glad to see your beautiful face. Thank you so much, Julie. Yay. Hey, Tammy. What do you recommend when you feel stuck? Bridget, action. Action cures this like stuckness, right? Action cures all things, because when we feel stuck, it's in our mind, right? It's a mental block. But when we take a physical action, like go to the gym, or what's the next thing on your to-do list wherever you feel stuck? Like, in what direction do you feel stuck? Is it towards your, like, going after your vocation? Do you feel stuck in like your happiness? Do you feel stuck in your health? Like, first identify, like, where am I telling myself? Here we're going back to the stories, right? If you're stuck, it's because you're telling yourself a story. So we have to find where's that story stuck at, and then recreate the story. But most likely it's going to stem into action. Once we create that shift in our story, then what's the next step? Action. Change it. Start to do something, right? If you're unhappy, like, start taking action towards things that bring you joy. Thank you. That's a big deal. You are a miracle worker. Yes, I sure am. Thank you so much for noticing. Okay, I'm going to keep reading your comments. I'm also going to be shuffling my Shine from the Inside Oracle deck. Oh, look, there's yours truly. For one card for the to kind of close out this reading for Woo Woo Wednesday. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for everyone who is just tuning in and watching. It is so good to see you all. Gary Vee had a video this week saying just post it, when he asked how to spread more happiness. Yes, like, just take the action, just do it. Like, action will cure all of this stuckness, because the stuckness is a thought or a story or some kind of mindset you've tricked yourself with. So we just have to kind of, again, create that awareness, have that self-awareness, that judgment, to look at some of those shadowy parts of ourselves and just have the courage to make a change, right? You guys I'm loving all the hearts. You guys are making me feel amazing today. Thank you so much. Carrie says, I have been told twice now that I'm focusing way too much on the material, but I feel like I'm trying to set myself up for comfort in the long run. Let's see, hired a financial advisor to start building some type of retirement. I think I'll need to trust the universe that I'll be okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You're taking the action you need to set yourself up for the future. You hired a financial advisor. Now let it go, right? I hired a CPA. I don't count like how much came in and how much came out and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, my CPA deals with that, right? So you took the action you were guided to take. Now let them do their job. And when you're guided to make the next move, make the next move. Now, as far as focusing on the material, it is in this world, right, in the world that we've created here, we do have to have finances to be able to afford living, just period, which Chris and I were talking about, how if we were going to change the world, how we would reallocate the wealth and make sure that everyone had like a sustainable income that was like just, it was natural, like it just came to you so that you could actually afford your food and your house. Like, if we can get those things knocked out, then what else do we really need, right? Like, get our root chakra, like get our stability, grounded, safe, secure, and then we have that freedom to express our creativity moving up into the sacral chakra. So this world isn't built on a safe foundation for the type of being that we are, right? If we are looking at our chakra system. So it's smart to know that you do need finances and to plan your future, right? But also to not get tied up in that, right? And to know, and a huge part of that is trusting that you will always be provided for. I'm about to launch my business and there's a huge amount of fear, a mindset of lack. How much money will I make? When can I feel secure? Will I be good at what I'm doing? Tammy, thank you so much for bringing up those fear-based questions, because they're incredible to voice, right? Now that I've read them out loud, now that you've heard someone else say them, and now you're thinking about that yourself. Let's break it down, right? How much money will you make? You'll make as much as you decide you're going to make. When I was 20 years old. When I was 20 years old, I started my first hair salon. I said, I want to make 6 figures. I grew up in a trailer. I didn't know what 6 figures was. We literally didn't have that. They couldn't even afford me to go to beauty school. I had to come up with that myself, right? So I made a decision. I'm going to make 6 figures. And I did the math. 5 days a week, $333 equals $100,000. And at 20 years old, working for myself, before social media was a thing, there's no Instagram, I did it. I hit that goal because I set a goal for myself. I made a decision. When a woman decides, check, it's done. And then I had the belief in myself that it was possible. And even on days that I made like negative money, if that was a thing, like literally there was a day I drove an hour to work, like tolls and all of that, and the lady canceled. I only had 1 haircut. I drove all the way back home, right? So there were days that I made negative money, right? And not to mention the rent that it cost me for that day. I never gave up hope. I knew that I was supposed to do hair. That's it. So Tammy, are you going into business doing what your soul knows you're meant to do? Like, oh, I freaking love this work. Who cares how much money I make? Because that's been my philosophy for over the last decade. And I've been 6 figures every year. And every year I work less and less. I'm only 3 days in the salon, still making the same amount of money I used to make when I worked 5 days a week. And that's because I've created not only like this wealth mentality, but I've also believed in myself enough that I'm going to make this work no matter what happens. And I've never given up that hope and that belief in myself. So Tammy, most importantly, not how much money will I make and how will I feel secure. You'll feel secure when you decide to feel secure. No amount of money will make you feel that way. No partner, no home, no roof over your head. It's a feeling that you choose, just like happiness. You choose that. No external circumstance is going to be like, okay, you can be happy now. Like, oh, you've had your $1 million, you can feel secure now. It doesn't work that way. Trust me, it's a choice that you make. Huge awakening, so much self-reflection. Hey, Crystal, birthday's on Sunday. Oh my gosh, perfect time to just let it all go. I used to have an emphasis on more everything. Now I want to simplify and follow my passion. Stuff doesn't matter. Actually, I want less. Okay, can you guys see this like photo here in the corner here? I'll see if I can turn. It says live simply. This is like our mantra for our home. Like, we are in the most beautiful home, the most expensive home we've ever lived in, with the least amount of things. The most stuff we have in this home are plants. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, I have this amazing, huge, like, I don't know, 10-foot palm tree right here in front of me. I guess, I don't know. I call him Baba G. That's his name. So, and all I care about is like, I want to nurture my plants. Like, I want to grow more plants. It's the craziest thing. Okay. Yes, true. I'm happy now. Amazing. This hits home to never give up on your passion. Listening to this at the right time to believe in myself and my potential. Yes. Okay. So to believe in yourself. Oh, look, I just shuffled to my own card, which is show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. All about believing in yourself, not ever giving up, knowing that you do have that sparkle magic inside of you, that you have an amazing gift to share, that you were created for a reason. I don't even think I'm going to pull a card, because here, the card is me. And my message, just like the card's message, is to believe in that unique sparkle magic, to have fucking amount of courage and confidence to just go after it. And people say, well, Well, I wasn't born with confidence like you, Brittany. Well, that's just a shitty belief that you have about me, because I wasn't born with confidence either. I went through that stage of a caterpillar, not believing in myself and doubting and still going after my dreams, but second guessing and questioning. But what I have found is that that way just felt like shit. Let's just be honest. Like, how many of you can agree, right? So I decided I'm going to try this a different way. I'm going to wake up and say, I love myself. I'm going to wake up and look in the mirror and say, you know what, you're beautiful. I'm going to go to work and say, you know what, I'm doing amazing things by helping women feel empowered and to feel beautiful, not only because they look good, but because they believe in that sparkle magic. They believe in their beauty. They don't wait for someone else to say like, oh, you're valuable, or you like, thank you for contributing to the world. Just by you waking up and taking a deep breath in, knowing that you were blessed to be here one more day, to shine your light and to share your gifts, that to me, whew, that is power. So I want you, if you're watching right now, there is a reason why you were guided here. There is a message that you have. There's a gift that you're here to give. So whether you realize that you have that or not, whether you have awakened to that truth, whether you realize what that might be. Some of us are still going like, but I know I'm here. I just don't exactly know what to give. Well, let's start with love. First to ourselves, and then to those immediately close to us. And then when we get good at giving love to ourselves and those that we do love, it becomes so much easier to love the shitheads, okay? Real talk, like hashtag real talk, okay? Just to be clear. Hey, Julia. Hey, Blair. Leanne, watching from the UK. Hey, Grandma. Yeah, let's get big. The why is the most important part of everything. Yes, the why is your intention. If you're not living an intentional life, then what life are you living? Whose life are you living? Are you living for someone else's dreams? Are you living by someone else's rules and standards and ideals for what would be best for your life? Practice makes perfect. Let's see. They say perfect practice makes perfect, right? So true. I need to get out of my own way. Yes. Everyone imagine themselves like on their path of life. And if there's like you standing in the way, like just step off and just turn into a cheerleader and look at yourself and say, you got it, girl. Like, just keep going. Laugh my ass off. Hashtag real talk, truth bombs. I'm telling you, man, I think I'm fired up from this ride. Chris, I told Chris like, oh, I'll be done. And he's like, no, you won't. You're going to be talking. Like, you are going to be like, he knew. So I'm just so glad to be able to share and to inspire you to go after your dreams and stop being so damn hard on yourself. We are the hardest critic that we ever are going to endure. So if we've already endured the worst, then who cares about what other people think about us, right? So just go out there and share your sparkle magic, shine your light, and stop giving a shit about what other people think, because like Dr. Seuss says, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. And that's like one of the most profound sayings that just popped into my head. So know that when you do go out there and shine your sparkle magic, it's my favorite word, right? If like when you shine that, the people that are meant to be drawn to you, the clients, the support, the mentors, whatever, the books, the knowledge, whatever it may be, like when you show up as your authentic self and you start shining, you become a magnet to attract all of those things that are in alignment to support you to that next level of growth and to sustain you where you're at right now, because we're constantly evolving, we're constantly moving and growing. And if we're not, we feel stuck, and then we start doing crazy shit, right? We start asking crazy questions, we start making up crazy scenarios, and we start creating other problems in other areas. So if you're feeling stuck right now, just start taking action, right? Ask myself like, well, what's one step in the direction towards a solution that might be like, that might help with this problem that I'm creating right now? And most importantly, realize that you're the one creating the problem. Love that. When a lady makes up her mind. Yes, yes, yes. That like when a woman decides it is done. Yay, sparkle magic. You guys are awesome. Any other questions before I hop off of here? You guys know I'll be joining you on Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Elevated Life live series with Chris. And if you'd like a private reading, you can check out my website, brittanycarmichael.com/tarot, for all the details on how you can book a private one-on-one empowerment session with me. I'm here for the comments. Just kidding. Well, if you're here for the comments, comments, then make them sassy, girl. Make them spicy. Definitely confirmed. Needed to hear that. Calming the chaos. Hey, Sherry. I was going to ask, Sherry, how are you doing? Still in the Transit Care Center. Oh, Sherry, what is the deeper meaning behind breaking the hip, sister? That's a big one. That seems like it came out of the blue. I wonder, like, where was your mindset? Like, where were you at on this? Like, were you needing to slow down? So many changes happening right now. It's totally insane. Take a deep breath, everyone, and keep going. Your soul is guiding you. Great piece of advice. Crystal says, love the elevated life. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal, are you in our monthly membership club for the elevated life? If you like our live series, each month we go live for 90 minutes and do a master class where we dive deep into these topics. We just covered how to overcome anxiety, how to set up your routines and rituals for success. Actually, oh God, perfect timing. We're actually going to be talking about purpose and passion in next month's training. So in July, the masterclass is all about discovering your purpose and how do we find what are we passionate about and how do we align it with our purpose and our mission here. And even better, bonus, how do we make it our vocation, right? Because they're all different things. So if we can align them, then we can actually get paid for doing the work that we love. Is that not a win-win? Can we not create a new world here? I think so. Yes. Can we create like hashtag, can I get a light worker? Hell yeah, here. Like we are here to change the planet. We're going to make a difference. And we're going to start by doing things that we love. Because if we wake up every day and our energy is like, oh, I hate going to work. Like, oh, Susan is such a bitch. Like you aren't contributing love. And if you are here watching right now, if you're here, hello, hey, you're a light worker, right? You wouldn't have been guided here out of all the millions and billions of people to hear this message if you didn't need this reminder that you are here to bring the light, that you are here to spread love and to bring peace into all of the different situations that life has to offer you. And we start with ourselves, right? How can we create more calm, peaceful, and loving energy within ourselves so that we can share that with other people? Oh my gosh, Anne, thank you so much for sharing the links. I just saw Men in Black 3 and then I fell. Oh my gosh. I wonder if there was a message in that movie. I'm so excited for the next masterclass in the elevated life. Yeah, so if you are someone who is like, I know that I'm here for a reason, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm passionate about. I'm not exactly sure what my purpose is or how to like step into that or what that even means. I hear so many people saying like, my purpose, and I gotta find my purpose, right? We're gonna break that down so it's so simple for you to understand like we all have the same purpose. Let's just put it there, right? We all have the same purpose. And if you're not sure what that is, then I highly recommend you join us inside the Elevated Life membership club. It's only $22 a month and it's group coaching, live masterclasses, yoga, meditation. It's basically Chris and I pouring all of our knowledge into one area for all of you guys to soak that up. And it's just on the trip, actually the whole trip, we were talking about all the things that we want to bring to this world, right? Like what is our mission? And we talked about how the elevated life has been that thing we've dreamed of for so long. We knew we were meant to work together. We're both Life Path 11. Like we knew we were supposed to share our mission together and we never knew what it was. And he was going to be a hairdresser and I was going to go into real estate and we were going to figure it out, right? But what we've come to realize is that we're here as teachers of wisdom and teaching people to empower themselves to trust that their inner guide is leading them down that path of their purpose and of their mission. But it's the psychic told me the best advice ever. She said, you know, the most skeptical people of psychics are the psychics themselves. And here's what I've learned. You're all psychic and we're all skeptical of our inner voice, right? We are all like, I don't know if I trust that. But how many of you have ever been in a sketchy situation where you're like, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. And you've made a decision based on that feeling and it turned out to be true. Well, can you imagine if you could trust that feeling 100% of the time? Well, if you're someone who struggles with tapping into their intuition and trusting it, that's also another masterclass we've already covered in the Elevated Life. And once you join, you can actually access all of our masterclasses that we've covered. And intuition is one of them. So that, for me, that's like my power tool. And that's why I read tarot, is because they act as, like I said, magic mirrors to confirm to you what you already know to be true inside. Crystal says, yay, divine timing. The universe aligned us for a reason. I love you too, babe. Thank you so much for being here today. Bridget says she definitely needed this message. Our purpose is to love, and you're giving away all the secrets. And to feel joy, of course, right? Hashtag lightworker, yay, living my soul purpose. I love that, Kathleen. Thank you so much for sharing today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or shoot me a private message. I love hearing from you, and I love joining you every week for Woo Woo Wednesday. Now, I told you I would share that special link if you haven't seen it already. My Shine from the Inside Oracle deck is now live. The VIP waitlist is now live. We are just finishing up getting the cards done, the guidebook done, and she actually sent me, she sent me one of the last cards today, and the card was Stay Away from Drama. And the card art is, it was mermaid vibes. She had teal hair, she's sitting at the ocean, and there was this beautiful pink sunset with like little sparkles. It was just so beautiful. So there's your second message for today. Stay away from drama. And if you need a supportive, uplifting community, then be sure to join my private Facebook group called Shine Tribe Sisterhood. You can search that by hashtag Shine Tribe Sisterhood, and we will support you when you join us. Thank you so much for being here on Woo Woo Wednesday. You can go to brittanycarmichael.com/oracle to join the VIP waitlist. And you'll be the first to know when my pre-sales start, along with all the extra fun goodies that we're going to be doing when we first launch this deck. I am just like blown away that we're finally at this turning point. So I know change is going. I know big changes are happening in your life right now. This has been a huge accomplishment in bringing my vision to a physical product, right? You can buy Shine School for your girlfriend, but you can't like wrap it up and put it in a pretty package and like mail it to her on Christmas kind of thing. So it's going to be really cool for me to actually have a tangible physical product to be able to share with the world, to spread the message of loving yourself, of shining your authentic light, and being true to you and going after your soul's dreams. Absolutely stay away from drama. Thank you so much, Anne, for sharing these links. If you want to sign up to be on the VIP waitlist, be sure to go to brittanycarmichael.com/oracle. Thank you, Anne, for posting these links. You guys are awesome. Yay. Hope I can get these in the UK. I'm pretty certain they'll be sold through Amazon. I'm pretty certain that they will ship worldwide. It is on my questions of things to research, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, you get Amazon stuff, so I don't see why not. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to private message me, and I will catch you guys on Friday for the Elevated Life series. I'm so glad to be home. Safe trip, amazing dentist experience, which whoever says that, and I got to see my bestie and her newborn baby. This is an awesome week. I hope you find something to celebrate, even during these crazy changes of allowing our shadows to come up and truth to be revealed. Even if that truth is painful, it is creating change, which will inspire growth. And when we are growing, we no longer feel stuck. And when we feel stuck, we can become depressed. And nobody wants that, right? So take action. Make sure you're finding those things that light you up. Make sure that you're following your soul's voice and really trusting that your passion can be your purpose, rather is your purpose. And if that's something you want to explore deeper, then do not miss our masterclass Inside the Elevated Life by joining up for the club. You can go to brittanycarmichael.com/membership to access that live masterclass in July. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you on Friday. So glad to be back. So happy to spend this Woo Woo Wednesday with you, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.